Hello, stampers and crafters. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sarah McGuire from Sassy Paper Crafts. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today's card is this one. This one is so pretty and elegant. It's the perfect wedding card. I absolutely love it. So if you want to see how to make this card with the Lifetime of Love bundle from Stampin' Up!, please keep watching. To start our card, first we're going to be doing our fun fold, and I'm going to show you that in just a second. All the supplies and measurements I'm using for this card are on my blog. It's the first link in the description of this video. Like I said, we're going to be using the Lifetime of Love bundle from the January to April catalog. The Lifetime of Love bundle is part of the Forever Love suite. It includes this bundle, some designer series paper, some ribbons, some embellishments, note cards, and envelopes. It's a beautiful suite. Be sure to check that out. This bundle includes 9 cling stamp sets, beautiful flowers, and 3 sentiments, and it also includes the Lifetime of Love dies, which we used on our card here. I actually only used the leaf die here. To see how these other dies are used, be sure to check out my blog. I have 2 additional projects using this bundle. So let's get started with our card. I have already die cut 2 circles from the Stylish Shapes dies. These are a staple for me. Like, I use these on a lot of my projects. So I used the 2 inner circles here. So you have this large one. I used the second one and the third largest circle. There are also these squares and these banners. Perfect for your card making. We're going to switch up the designer series paper that I used here and make it a little bit more fancy. We're going to start with our card base though. And I have that here in Moody Mauve. Again, all the supplies and measurements are on my blog. So we're just going to fold this up. I'm going to grab my bone folder. We're going to fold this actually like this. Burnish that. We're going to fold this back on itself. Fold this one in. Burnish that. Fold that back again. And that is our card base all ready to go. So then I have these 2 strips of very vanilla. I'm going to use the Distressed Tile 3D embossing folder on these, and then I'm going to show you how I added a little bit of color to them. All I'm going to do is put them in the embossing folder, and then we'll run this through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I'll do that in just 1 minute. Let's add our designer series paper first. So this is the Forever Love designer series paper. One side has this beautiful gold, the other side is just plain. We're going to add the gold to our card. I'm just going to fold this down just so it's easier for me to put on there. Center it. And I have one more piece right here. A little bit of Stampin' Seal and do the same thing. I'm just going to fold that over just so it's easier for me to see where it should go. Like that. And then I have a little strip for the inside of our card. We're going to add that as well. Just to the bottom here. Now you could stamp the inside of your card if you'd like. I'm leaving it blank. Just add this to our inside. Like that. We'll do our little bit of stamping. So I have my Stylish Shape circle, some Moody Mauve. I'm going to use the Congratulations on Your Wedding Date stamp. Just going to ink that up. Make sure it's good and inked up. And then just center it. Now you could stamp this and then die cut it. That worked fine for me. Then we can add this to our larger circle. And now all I need to do is emboss our pieces here, and then I'm going to cut out 2 leaves with that die there, and then some distressed gold designer series paper. So I'm going to do that, and then we can put our card together. Our pieces die cut. I also have our embossed pieces here, and I'm just going to add a little bit of color. This is that distressed gold designer series paper, so you get those little bit of flecks of gold in there. To color our paper, I'm just going to use a sponge dauber. Now, I have one for every like type of color. So I have one for blues, reds, purples, greens. Some people have one for each color. This is my reds one because I don't know, Moody Mauve is kind of a red. I'm going to grab some ink and I'm just going to put a little bit on my finger, and I'm going to start on my grid paper, and I'm going to get some of that ink off of there. And actually, I'm going to pick this up and just go around the edges. I'm just kind of flicking my finger around the edges to get a little bit of that color on there. And then once we're done, once we get to the end here, I'm just going to take it, I'm just going to kind of go over it a little bit. I'm not doing the whole thing, but just kind of going over it a little bit, just adding some color there. I'm going to do the same thing to the second one. Get some of that color off and just kind of flick it. Now my sponge dauber is falling apart. These ones I have are quite old. I feel like after a while this happens. See, I got little pieces of sponge dauber there. I do a lot of this technique, so it happens. It doesn't happen for quite a while. You can see how yellow the edge is there. I've had this one probably for 5 years. So they're very inexpensive. You get 5 in a pack when you order them. So I feel like it takes them a very long time to do what they're doing to me. So don't worry about it if it happens to you. It usually doesn't happen for years. So there are our 2 panels. We're done with our ink. I'm going to get that out of the way. And then before I put the distressed gold through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, I did add an adhesive sheet to the back, which makes it like a sticker. I'm going to grab the Take Your Pick tool, and then we can just peel up that backing. I can find where it started. This is very thin paper, so I'm just trying to be careful not to rip it. It's very delicate. Let's try it on this one. See if this one's any easier. You might have to poke a little piece out of the back. I just kind of pick at it with the Take Your Pick tool there. And then I peel it off. So I grab my circle here. I don't want to cover up the words. This is going to hang off a little bit. Let's see if I can get this one to come off. So I figured out the reason I can't peel this up is because I didn't actually have an adhesive sheet on it. There's a tiny bit there. So if you don't have adhesive sheets, I'll show you how to do this with a little bit of glue. So we're going to be going that way. These leaves down here are going to be hanging off. So I want to do just these ones. That's so funny. I'm sitting there trying to find the back to it, and there is no back because there's no adhesive sheet on there. And I guess I'm running out of glue as well. What is happening? I have another glue. I'll just grab my other glue. Brand new. Should be a ton in here. I'm not going to squeeze too hard. I just want a little dollop on each of these leaves and then a little bit in the center. Like I said, I'm not going on these top leaves here because those are going to hang off the side. I'm just going to put it just like that. And then sometimes I like to take a clear block and just put it on top while I clean up a little bit, just so that way it really sticks down there. So I'm going to clean up my desk and then we'll be ready to put our card together. So now we're all ready to put our card together. I'm going to put our outside panels on first. You could use the liquid glue for this. I'm using the Stampin' Seal just to save a little bit of time. And I kind of eyeball the center of that rectangle. Same thing on this side, just kind of eyeballing it. And then I'm going to grab my Stampin' Dimensionals. Now you want to pick what side you want your sentiment to go on, that way it opens. So I'm going to pick the right side. I'm just going to flip that over and I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals just along that right edge. Do 3. And now I'm going to close our card and just kind of center that and push those dimensionals down. Now it opens. And before we finish, I do want to add a little bit of bling. Now these are the adhesive back speckled dots. These were in the September to December mini catalog. They are now retired, but I really wanted to use these Moody Mauve dots. So you can use whatever you have on hand. Some of our gold dots would be really pretty on here. I just really liked how these speckled dots looked. I'm just going to close it just so I can see where I want my dots to go. We'll do 3 like that. And to get it to close even more, you can take your bone folder and burnish it again. You can even pull out like that. So you could do this side. And it should sit closed a little bit better. Be careful of your sentiment there. Now when I close it, it should sit closed a little bit nicer. It's still going to open, but it does sit nicely on a tabletop or a desk. I love this card. I hope you did as well. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel to see more videos from me. If you would like to check out the Forever Loved Sweet collection, the link to my online store is in the description of this video. Use the February host code when shopping to get freebies and sassy stamp points from me. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.